carb kit, so we are going to clean this guy up and put it back together. I did change my mind. We are going to be using just carb cleaner because it's easier. Just a simpler way of doing it, and I don't feel like making up new fluid for the sonic cleaner, so we're just going to hose down with carb clean. So, I guess I didn't completely take this apart. We still got our little screen in here and the Dutch plugs. So the carb kit I got, it's a CTS kit. Part number is K10 SDC. That's kind of the complete kit for the Walbro SDC. That gives us pretty much everything we need for rebuilding this. So what I'm going to do is finish taking it apart. Usually just use a little screw or something to just very gently pull out our little fuel strainer here. Oh. Yep. Dirty. Not good. So that doesn't fit all that well. For the Dutch plugs, drill a hole in them very, very carefully. You don't want to bore into your aluminum carb body. You really just want to get through the plug. And you don't want to drop all your metal shavings into the carburetor, so we're going to be brushing those out as we go, because get all that in there and it cause problems. Okay. I'll set that in front. So we're basically through there. I didn't go like all the way in because again we're trying not to scratch or get into our carb body, and then I just take a little screw or something and just pry that guy out of there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the other one. This bit might be a little bit bent. No biggie. And pull that guy out the same way. And there we go. So under there, you just got some more little ports and passages and whatnot. Just opens it up a little more for cleaning. So yeah, you're going to take those out and clean under them. And that's what we're going to do. So we got our carb cleaner. Stuff, get it in Napa. It's great. Love it. Just probably don't want to like breathe this in either. So like open a window or something. pretty much what we're doing here is just blowing that carb cleaner through any of your little passages in there. It'll break down fuel residue and all that and clean it up. I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing here. Alright, so we got the carburetor cleaned out and just putting it back together. So I usually start on the pumper side. So what we first things first, we got our new where is it? Strainer. There we go. Easy way to do this is find a drill bit that the shank on there fits in the slot for the little strainer real easy. Take your strainer, fit it in there by hand, and then just push her down into there with your drill bit. And then you got your new strainer in. So the next thing, we got our new gaskets and diaphragms here. This one comes with two. You got your little, I don't even know what this is made out of, but like, it's kind of clear brownish, you know. So that one's going to go first. And it fits like this. So you've got your little rounded edge, get a little corner that hangs off. The main thing is all your holes line up. That's how you know you're doing it right. Then you got regular black one. Goes on top of that. And you can keep these as lined up as you can. Then your gasket goes the same way. Diaphragms first, then gasket. I'm getting these all out of whack here because I'm trying to do this one-handed, but we'll get her done. Okay, so now, anyway, you got your gaskets, or gasket and diaphragms lined up on there. Then take your cover, and that one just, nope, not that way, like that. Just sets on top of there. For the bumper side, it's the larger screws. Those. Oh, messed it all up. Hang on. There we go. Gonna set those in there. Thread them in some by hand. And that'll keep everything kind of lined up. So that side's pretty much done. So this side, got it all cleaned out. And we got our new little Dutch plugs here. So the bigger one goes on this one here. You can, well, that one just went right in by hand. So you put it in there. Now to seat it in there, you got to tap it in. And that one I usually use a pin punch for. So got those. That one's not one to go in by hand. Anyway, what you do, actually I'm going to grab a pin punch real quick. Anyway, take your pin punch and a small hammer. Not going to be doing any hard whacking on here because that breaks stuff. But you're just going to set her in the middle there and just tap it in. You should end up with a fairly flat plug. And that kind of when you get the plug, they're kind of rounded, kind of, convex, and this will flatten them out and kind of squeeze them out into the holes there to kind of set it in place. Oh yeah. So there's about what that'll look like. This one kind of might have gone a little too far on that one. Shouldn't hurt anything. It's just gonna keep it closed off from this side of the, or from this part of the carburetor. Anyway, next we're gonna kind of assemble our, well, metering, metering needle. So that's the old one. New one, let me see, that should have a spring. No spring. Okay, well, can use the old spring. Ones I've gotten in the past have had a new spring, which I will generally use. So, first things first, I usually just go ahead and put the spring in there. And to assemble your metering needle, you got your arm, and then you got the bar that it sits on. Just goes in there. Like, right about like that. So then your needle, I'm going to need to put the camera down for this, so sorry if the view is a little worse, but should be able to get the general idea. On here, you got kind of a little hook on both ends. Your needle goes on the shorter end. So it can kind of hook on there like so. And there's a little button there, and that sits on the spring. Yeah, needle fell off of there. These are a little picky. But once you get them in, they're in, so. Yeah. Kind of hold on to it. And just drop her in. So, looks something like that. So then, where did I put that? Yeah, there it is. Got the screw to hold that in. I'm not going to try and do this one-handed, but it just goes in that hole there. Alright, so with the screw in, should look like that. Now to level your arm, you want it to be level across the top of the opening here. The way I usually do that is with razor blade. Should be touching all three. And if it doesn't, you bend your arm. If it's too much below it, you're gonna bend it up. If it's too much above it, you're gonna bend it down. Sometimes you need to take it out for this. Actually, it's probably better to take it out for that. This one seems to be alright though, so we are gonna leave it as is. And then, let me see. Yeah, we got all that put back together. So, we are going to take the new gasket, because on this side the gasket goes under the diaphragm, and it goes like this. On here. Got a little pin there, hold it in place. It's handy. So, your diaphragm, see if I can focus on there. Yeah. It's got that little button. That is going to slide into the little clip on the end of here as you're putting it in. It needs to be clipped on there. If it's not, it won't work. It'll just be pushing down too far and you'll be flooding all the time. Ask me how I know that. So, try and do this one-handed. Nope, that ain't gonna work. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so now we got that in there, clipped in and all that. So we're just going to take our little cover here. Little end with the hole for the pin goes like that. And then the littler screws are for this side. So we're going to just put them in there. Same as we did for the other side. Something right here. Okay, so that was embarrassing. I put this upside down. So, got a hole there. Same as the gasket. Try and just slide it around without taking it off of clip. See, on there. Yep, okay. There we go. Now we can put the cover on. There shouldn't be anything sticking out. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? Okay, so now we can put the screws in. And yeah, do this up same as we did for the other side. I usually like to put them catty corner like this to help hold everything together nice. And then, see about try set her down like that. Yeah, that screwdriver's too big. Hang on. Okay. Yep. There we are. This one's a little thinner. So now I'm gonna go through and tighten everything up. Doesn't need to be crazy tight. Just snug it. And then if you haven't already, we will tighten this side up as well. Same deal, just snug. You're not trying to strip through that aluminum. This isn't under any kind of insane pressure. Just trying to keep that gasket nice and tight up against there, but we're not trying to break anything. And so yeah, that is a fully rebuilt carburetor, a Walbro SDC. So now, put it back on the chainsaw. Almost forgot. Last thing here you need is put in your mixture needles. Got low speed and high speed. Low speed's the short one with the fine tip. Go ahead, put that one in there. And I'll have to tune this later, so I just go ahead and screw those in all the way. Then your high speed's long one with the blunter tip. And that's that. Now it's done. Now for putting it back on the chainsaw. So, got your little kind of connecting pipe thing, I guess. That one's gonna go like so. You got kind of this flat side here that goes up. Then you got your bolts. Who's gonna go through there like that. And this is the best time to put your fuel line back on like that. Pull out some slack. And kind of put in your throttle linkage again. You kind of have to tilt it into there. And this fell off. That's lovely. Let's see. Back on there, you. And then you got a little rubber bit on this side. That's your mixture. Needles are going to kind of push through into there. Something like that. And there, yeah, something. Not quite. Take some doing to get that in there right. Looks right. There we go. So now you can kind of start threading these in by hand. A little tight, might be cross thread or something. Don't want to do that. Just tight fit, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why this is tight like that. The other one wasn't, and it's not cross-threaded. Might just be dirty threads or something. I don't know. One of these days, get it in there. And you can just snug them up. This is threading into your at least on this one, magnesium alloy kind of chainsaw body. So again, you're not trying to strip through that, because do that, saw's toast unless you want to try and Healy coil it, but I don't know how well that would work on magnesium, so it's best to avoid it altogether. And that's pretty good. So the last thing to do is get your choke handle back on. So that one just kind of rotate it into there, and yeah, push it through. And then, if you didn't lose it, got your little cotter pin. Hope you didn't lose it, because it's going to fall out if you don't put this cotter pin in. Put that through. Yeah, this might work. Just to bend that little pin back around so as it stays on there. Yeah, I'll get it. And there we go. So that choke works, throttle works, and then it's got your idle screw that goes in through here. Oh, mosquito being a nuisance. And that should do it. So then last thing, air filter and your cover. And that's it. That is removing, rebuilding, and reinstalling your carburetor on Homelite XL-12. Cool.